Do you remember when we were kids and we used to live close to each other that we made a plan in case there was ever a zombie apocalypse? We planned that if there ever was a zombie apocalypse, whether we were married, had kids, whatever, that we'd make a central point anywhere from where we live to meet up. So of all the people that we'd meet up in the world, you and I made a plan to meet up during the zombie apocalypse.
Heck yeah.
You know, growing up, not that I ever thought about death, not that I want to die, not that I want to go out anytime soon, but the one thing I would love to experience if I had the choice in the way I go out would be to go through a zombie apocalypse. Now, having kids, having a wife, and watching a shit ton of Walking Dead, I haven't changed my mind.
That's something you want to put the family through, so you can test your mettle against the undead.
Well, I'm a survivalist. I mean, I don't know about them. They're gonna have to learn to follow me or be lone wolves.
But, you gotta watch our videos. Learn how to survive.
I don't think my 4-year-old can handle watching zombie videos. He turned on Jurassic Park the other day and had a little meltdown. I can just imagine watching Walking Dead with somebody getting her head chopped off.
Well, you know, all of this is really good stuff that actually we're going to dig into in this video, because we're talking about zombie apocalypses and how you can survive them. And those are kind of our tips, right? You know, the first tip is, what do you learn from pop culture, and should that be something you trust? And we don't think that it is. Our second tip is going to be accepting that the world is forever changed and this could very well be the end. And our last one is deciding how you want to go through the apocalypse. So let's get into that. Let's talk about, you know, starting off with pop culture. You know, you talked a lot about Walking Dead. When you think about the zombie apocalypse, what do you think about?
I went through a really weird phase about halfway through Walking Dead's series, and I started getting right into zombies, watching Dawn of the Dead, The Walking Dead, World War Z, Z Nation, and even reading the comic books. So my view on zombies is very kind of broad. So I'm not sure what zombies I think it would be. I'd hope that it'd be like Walking Dead, where they'd be slow and easily defeated in not packs, but I mean as solo zombies. But I mean, if they were like World War Z, then I'd probably crap in my pants, to be honest.
28 Days Later or Legend, you know, those zombies are scary.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Those are those ones are the scary ones. I prefer thinking about Shaun of the Dead zombies, where they're shuffling, they're more like drunk guys, you know, and the average Joe can survive.
So we have the opportunity to use a machete and drink beer at the same time?
Yep.
That sounds like an all right plan.
But you know, I guess here's the real, I guess here's a survival tip, right? You know, you can think about all these different things. We've seen all of these movies, but no one really knows. You know, if the zombie apocalypse actually happens and you think you can just go double tap a zombie in the head and everything is going to be fine,
double tap doesn't work.
You might be in for a bad time.
So we're not following the Zombieland tips?
No. In fact, you know, if it's me, I'd say avoid it at all costs and make sure that you're going in with a completely open mind as to what to expect. If you think that what you see in the movies or what you've read in comic books, you know, it's like with aliens. Not to get too off topic, right? But if you think that, you know, if we ever meet aliens, they're going to be big-headed with big eyes like this, you're out to lunch. You know, the world of zombies is completely unknown.
And that's the thing, right? They glorify zombies. They give you an impression that they want you to think this is what a zombie is. I actually liked, staying on the topic of movies, I liked World War Z, just because of the virus implications. I feel like if zombie apocalypse was going to happen, and it's not because we're going through the COVID-19, but I feel like it would be a virus unleashed upon our world, and that would be the start of our zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, almost like worldwide rabies or something, where, you know, it kind of turns people feral, you know, and they lose their mind and start acting more animalistic and cannibalistic. That's what I think about realistic. Not that zombies are realistic, but let's say it happened. I think that's the most realistic scenario. Not corpses rising out of the ground, but people getting sick and it turning us into monsters.
Yep. So what can we say? Don't believe in pulp culture if you want to survive.
Yeah, don't. Again, don't think. Here's one. We're talking about Walking Dead. Don't think you can just roll around in zombie guts and climb underneath the car and you're going to be okay. The reality is going to be a little bit different. So just expect that. And I think acceptance is really a big part of this. So, if you're going to survive in the zombie apocalypse, you have to accept that the world is over. Your world has changed. It's the end. That's what an apocalypse is. It is the end. The life you had, the people that you knew, all that is gone. And if you can't wrap your head around that, you're in for a really bad time. We were talking about this before the video a little bit, and I was saying, if you're an emergency response person, if you're not mentally prepared for what you're going to see when you get to an emergency, you're going to be frozen. You need to be ready to act.
It's all about training your brain.
Yeah.
And I think it all depends how it goes down. How does the virus, or in our case, how does a zombie apocalypse start? If it's a progression over time, then it's easily more adaptable. But if it's something that you wake up to one morning, then how do you mentally prepare for that?
Just blindsided, I guess. But I shouldn't make assumptions, but I have a hard time thinking that would be the case.
No, but I mean, you got to prepare yourself for every situation.
Yeah. I don't know. Acceptance is interesting because in an apocalypse, any apocalypse, but today we're talking about zombies. You're losing loved ones. You're losing things that you care about. There's no humanity in the world, right? There's no mercy.
We're living in a materialistic world. People have to get over the fact that they have no jobs. Money doesn't matter. They have no vehicles. If your kid's in university or college, how do you meet up with them? How many people are surrounding you that are as prepared as you are to deal with the zombie apocalypse? Are the people going to attack you? Do they want your stuff? Are you an enemy? I feel like the first survival, like the first week to month to year, is all about getting to know what works best for you. Accepting that, yes, it's the end, but I mean, knowing that you need to deal with what's important first. And if that's family, if that's safety, if that's food, water, I feel like that's where it comes into play.
Well, and that's our last survival tip, right? Is deciding who you want to be in the apocalypse, right? And again, to use pop culture as a reference, do you want to be Negan or do you want to be Rick? Do you want to be the person in the middle?
Or do you want to be the person who gives up on the first day? But what's funny, growing up too, every time we went over to my grandparents' house, and I have no idea why they had it, but my grandma had a set of, I call them the ninja blades. They had these long samurai or ninja blades, katanas. Yeah. Super long one, then a medium, and a small dagger on a stand on top of their TV. And it's weird. As a kid, I'm like, yeah, if zombie apocalypse happened, that's the first house I'm hitting is my grandma's house. I'm taking her knife. I'm taking her katana. And it's weird that that's where my mind went. Even now, I go there, I'm like, just in case, I got to keep an eye out for where they are. I think she actually got rid of them, which made me really sad. But the point is, that's what I would do.
Yeah. And so who would you want to be, though? Would you be do you think you would be the leader? Do you think that you would help people? Would you stop to help people that weren't, in your group? Or would you even just have a group? Would you just be a lone wolf?
Well, I think this kind of goes with our pop culture thing. I feel like watching movies and shows has taught me that you can't trust anybody but yourself or your family, your close friends. And you know what? Think about what happens when somebody in the real world doesn't have as much money or food or water as you. What do? Some people could turn aggressive to get what they want to survive. And at the end of the day, survival of the fittest, right?
Yeah.
So who would I be? I want to say Rick with a little mix of Negan.
Yeah, I think for me, I can be a bit of a softie, which might be why I would die early in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, but why do you think we're meeting up?
Yeah,
you're gonna be my meat shield, man.
Oh, I'm gonna be your conscience rather.
Keep me on the Rick side.
Probably, but the thing of it is, we have families, and that changes it, right? Like, there are some things I can throw away. I can throw away being a good guy. I can throw away,
Can you though?
I'm not, well, to a point. I'm not really into violence, but I can put that aside if I need to be, right? Obviously, I'm not going to try to negotiate with a zombie. But when it comes to my kids, I can't throw that away. I can't throw my wife away.
No.
Right? And so the decisions that I make aren't necessarily under my control. Like, I have to align with what's best for them, even if that means it's not what's best for me. I don't know. The zombie apocalypse is really interesting because I run faster than my wife, but I'm not leaving her behind.
Well, I think, and what you guys are going to see in our future episodes, is that we're going to go into detail and break down every facet of the zombie apocalypse. What kind of weapons, who you can trust, who you can't trust, what do you do to gather supplies? Everything that you could possibly think about, we're going to try to touch upon.
Yeah. So,
but to recap, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I was going to say, to recap today, number one, don't trust pop culture. As much as I love Walking Dead, I'm pretty sure that's not how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Number two, accept that life is not going back to normal. You woke up one day and there's zombies out in your yard. That's just the way it is. And number three, determine who you are. Are you going to be a leader? Are you going to be a follower? Are you going to be zombie food? Or are you going to be Negan, who is my way or the highway, survival of the fittest?
So, like Daryl said, we're going to be doing more of these. Thank you so much for watching Surviving Real Life, the Apocalypse Edition. If you enjoyed our survival tips, please like our video, share with your friends, and subscribe to our page for more weekly content. And we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks.
Thank you.